Okay, it works. Okay, this.
Phone. Okay, now it works. Okay, I see how it is. Okay. Anyway, guys, welcome to the stream. Today, today we're gonna be doing another past paper, a history past paper, to be precise. So, with that in mind, I'm just gonna quickly test a new feature that should work, but I don't know if it does. So I need to test it real quick before I start screen sharing and we get on with the paper. There should be a new feature that if I put exclamation points, a sentient bot should reply to it if I'm not incorrect. I say that, but it's not popping, so something isn't going on right. Just gonna, so you guys can't see. Can you even see? Oh my days, gotta turn it down even more. Alright. Like, oh my days. Alright. So why is it not working then? It says it should work. I'm wondering, is it because I didn't put it in right? I need an answer. I just realized that the thing is on my screen. Okay. So I don't know why it's not working. We'll test another day. Anyway, instead we're gonna do that past paper I was yapping about. Woo! So just gonna load the screen mirror. Say hello. And let's get to it. So I'm gonna try to answer these questions. Keep in mind that I'm kind of tired, just saying. So yeah, don't expect too much from me. Don't expect too much. Okay. So this is a Cold War paper. So shall we? If I actually use the pen. Okay. Study source A in the sources booklet. Source A, hello pen. Source A opposes the building of the Berlin Wall. How do you know? Explain your answer using source A and your contextual knowledge. Now, thankfully, I have a sources booklet. That doesn't mean I want to draw it though. Oh, for goodness. Okay, fine. And as we can see, source A is this image. I can't zoom out though. But here's basically the main bit. An American cartoon, 1961, showing Khrushchev talking to Kennedy alongside the newly built Berlin Wall. I just closed off what's mine. For the rest, I'm ready to negotiate. So, what is it trying to say here? If you analyze the cartoon, you got a communist symbol. That's Kennedy right there with Khrushchev looking like a. And my thing crashed. Okay, so what the hell happened there? Let's try that again. Don't know what on earth happened. Okay, but like I was saying, once again we got Khrushchev. That's not Khrushchev. That's Kennedy. That we got Khrushchev, and we got the barbed wire of what would soon become the Berlin Wall, as you can tell by East Berlin. Don't actually draw on this, please, during your exam. I wouldn't recommend it, at least. You could. I like doing the underlining bits because it tells me like key points. So now with that source in mind, let's go back here and answer the question. If I can get the pen to load. Okay, there we go. So, thank you, Cam, for not glitching. So we need. There's like 3 things that you need to point out. You need to describe what is in the describe what the source is saying / showing. And then you need inference. Now, what does inference mean? It's saying what it's trying to. It's basically saying what is the source trying to suggest. It's like I can see in this source that Khrushchev doesn't want East Berliners wanting to. No, actually, hang on. Go back to the source. I need to analyze it even deeper. Usually, have it side by side, but I can't be asked to do that. So, I just closed off what's mine. For the rest, I'm ready to negotiate. So, I can see in this image an early forming of the Berlin Wall to separate East Berlin and West Berlin. This can suggest that Khrushchev builds the wall to stop people entering from one side to the other. And then you could be like, using my own knowledge, I know that Khrushchev wanted to stop East Berliners traveling to the west, hence why he built the Berlin Wall. If I am wrong, I'm sorry for the 0 probably people watching who are about to fail. Would you look at that? Whoopity doo is 0. So, why does my pen don't want to work now? That's because it's rubber. In source A, I can see the earliest I can see barbed wire separating East and West Berlin. Is that how you spell bars? That's not Bast. What the hell? Also, is it raining outside? No, it is not. Okay, so say I can see barbed wire separating East and West Berlin. Set up by the USSR's leader Khrushchev. I believe that's how you do his name. In source A, I can see barbed wire separating East and West Berlin set up by the USSR's leader Khrushchev. Sorry. Wow, we still have 0 viewers. Kind of crazy. Anyway. This suggests... Oh no, not this suggests. I mean, could you? But even I'm questioning myself. Gosh. Guys, I think I might be cooked. Anyway. This suggests... Oh my god, my pen turned off. Turn back on! This suggests that Khrushchev didn't want... What the hell just happened? Didn't want East or West Berliners switching sides. Now, here's where your knowledge comes in crazy. The source was written by an American cartoonist. So, of course, they're going to speak bad about the USSR. Shocker, I know. The source was created by an American cartoonist. Is cartoonist even a word? Oh well. This shows why the source is not supporting the construction of the Berlin Wall. You have to write more, but that's just a quick summary. Okay. Study sources B and C in the sources booklet. How useful are sources B and C to a historian studying events in Czechoslovakia in 1968? Use both sources B and C and your contextual knowledge. Czechoslovakia in 1968. Sources B and C, contextual knowledge. 12 marks, by the way. So let's go over to the source booklet. Gosh dang. So, source B is this one, and source C is that one. Adapted from a speech by a communist leader of Bulgaria to his government. In March 1968, we are worried by the events in Czechoslovakia. The Czechs that were loyal to the USSR have been driven out. The official Czech newspaper has become anti-communist. It's quite possible that the opposition can now take control. I have met with Brezhnev and told him we cannot allow this to happen. We are ready to use our army to defend communism and save Czechoslovakia. An American cartoon from September 1968, commenting on the events in Czechoslovakia. The officer is saying she might have invaded the USSR. And the source is this. See, this is obviously the USSR. They're invading Czechoslovakia. And here's the poor girl that's been tramped on. Or was shot, or is about to be, or whatever. But it also says this keyword here. Freedom. Can't. This app doesn't. Okay, it seriously doesn't want me to stream today. What the hell? Guys, if it crashes again today, I'm shutting off the stream. But yeah, it says keyword there. Freedom. See that? Freedom. And that's all the sources. So, what can we see here? Well, one side is to the left, and one side is to the right. Sorry. One supports communism. One supports, well, sorry, that's not. One supports the USSR. One doesn't, and instead supports capitalism / America or / whatever. So, comparing these 2 points, you have to say how they are useful. So we can say that source B is useful for a historian because it explains the ideas of other communist countries in the Eastern Bloc about their opinions of the Czechoslovakian uprising, or Prague Spring is actual name of the uprising. And then source C is useful for a historian because it shows the reactions of America and other capitalist countries against the suppression of the Prague Spring. So, say, what the hell? Sorry. Say how source B and C. Say how source B and C. Gosh, I forgot what I was going to say now. My brain doesn't want to work. Sources B and C represent each side, aka communism of the USSR and capitalism of the USA, supporting ideas. How use of both sides are useful to understand. Yes, that is useful. Okay. Alright, say how sources B and C represent each side, how views of both sides are useful to understand the ideas from both sides. And that's and then use own knowledge. If I'm not wrong, and that's all you need to do. I'm just gonna quickly do the others because Loki. Is anyone in here or has anyone been here? No, 0 viewers and 0 chatters. I think these late live streams are not the way, guys. But oh well. Let's just we're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish like the other questions and then yeah. Okay, write an account of how the Truman Doctrine affected relations between the USA and USSR before 1949. So you've got Truman Doctrine, relations, USSA and the USSR. The USSA and USSR before 1949. So, you gotta think first, what is the Truman Doctrine? Or what was it? Oh, yeah, you get the point. So, the Truman Doctrine was, well, a bunch of paragraphs or entire document of basically Truman saying that communism is not cool, and we're going to contain it from spreading any further so it doesn't affect any more countries, because we do not like the ideas of the USSR and communism as a whole. That's basically the entire doctrine in a nutshell. So you basically can explain that like America's ideas against the USSR made Stalin, who was the leader of the USSR at the time, made him feel like betrayed. I mean, not betrayed, but like felt like that their relationship was getting further apart because after World War II, when they secretly hit the atomic bomb, they didn't. Then yeah, you get the point. So but then you could, I mean, you can't really talk. Unfortunately, with this, you can't really talk about like how the Truman Doctrine failed with China and you know like Vietnam, etc. So you can just say like how it affected relationships, but oh, my brain has gone blank. The main reason for the development of the Cold War in the 1950s was the creation of NATO in 1949. The development of the Cold War in the 50s was the creation of NATO in 1949. How far do you agree with this statement? Explain your answer. So, one of your paragraphs needs to be NATO. Shocker, I know. And one of your other paragraphs needs to be about another topic in 1950s. So, what you're going to do is that you're going to say, okay, this is what NATO is, this is how it affected the Cold War, because with the creation of NATO, of people of these countries working together to attack people if they get attacked, that was basically the entire point of the treaty. It makes Stalin feel threatened because he wasn't invited, so he also sets up his own treaty, which is Comecon. No, not Comecon. Comecon is when it was for Marshall Plan. My goodness. Sorry, the Warsaw Pact, which is basically communism's NATO. So you'd speak about those two, and then you have a conclusion of which one was more significant. And that's your entire Cold War paper. Just like that. Okay. Now I actually want to question myself. How long have I been streaming for? Oh my gosh. Because it actually doesn't tell me. How long have I been streaming for? I must know. gonna quickly check. I think it's been a long time, cause yeah, it's only been 25 minutes. Seriously? Interesting. Well, I'm going to bail. So yeah. Bye bye.